I like what the Premier League owners have been doing. They've taken the Premier League very seriously this season. This is the seventh player that have just gotten the sack. So even though it takes food away from the table of some individuals, but you must understand that the club are investing a lot into this. The owners, sorry, are investing a lot into this club. So you, as a hired person, as a hired coach that is paid to do a specific job, you should nail it spot on. You should grind your ass out to make sure that this thing is achieved. This what they want is just to get these boys playing solid, inspiring, and scintillating football, good for the eyes, and let result goes with it. That is just the simple thing that they're asking for. They are not asking for anything unusual. But what do you give them? You give them the nothing, not even the barest minimum of even trying to stay afloat, not to get relegated. How will you be flirting with relegation right from the onset of the season? In terms of Graham Potter, that was what he was doing. He could barely win a game when he was there until he was eventually sacked. And Espirito Santo was hired in his stead. Same with Ange Postecoglou, because Espirito Santo was sad because of the fact that he fell out with the owner because he could not make the Champions League last season. That was how high the standard they set in the Premier League last season, and this is the same thing that is battling relegation. So you must see the gap in disparity. You must see the disparity. So that is the problem. So you must be accountable for your decision making as a coach. And look at Amorim and Enzo Maresca. They were not stable. Win one game here, lose two, win one game here, draw three, all sort of irregular results. So they have to bring replacement for them, and the replacement they brought for Maresca and Amorim, they've been very, very good. In their last 5 games in the Premier League, they've won 4, drawn just 1. So you can see the improvement in result, and you can see the immediate improvement in terms of why they brought in the new manager. You can see the reason behind that reasoning. So it is a very, very welcome development. This is the 7th coach that have been sacked by a Premier League club, and it's almost a record because since I've been watching Premier League, this is the first time I've witnessed 7 coaches being let go, and we don't know, this might not be the end, and a slot might join them. Anybody else can join them. So it is very, very imperative that you do the barest minimum you are paid to do. So look at Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank overstayed. He would have been sacked immediately after game week 10. That was when he would have gotten the sack, because that was when he started to show his trait as an average coach. You could see that he could not tweak game when they were losing. He could not tweak game when they were suffering. Because when first time I noticed that this is not going to be an easy ride for Tottenham and Thomas Frank, was when Bournemouth came to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and from the blast of the whistle to the end, the 90 minutes of the whole game, Tottenham did not have one attempt on target. That was when I became scared. They boxed them. They could have easily defeated Tottenham by a 5 goal margin, because that was how bad Tottenham. Yeah, that day, that was when I was saying that this guy is not who he made us to believe that he is when he was at Brentford. Because when you're a bigger team, you have different kind of pressure, and you are exposed to a larger audience that criticizes you, because this is a big club. So we expect to play in a particular way, and we expect result week in, week out. So if you can't deliver on that promise, then don't get us relegated. So that was what Thomas Frank failed to do. You can't deliver the good football, you can't deliver points, and you are flirting with relegation. Then why are you the third highest paid coach in the Premier League? So that was why I was very happy that he was sacked. And a whole lot of inconsistency across the board, and even Sean Dyche. How can you have one of the best team in Nottingham Forest? That is one thing I don't understand. Nottingham Forest has one of the best team in the Premier League, but I don't know why they can't even get a result. How can you play Wolves, the worst team in the league, at home, at the City ground, but you can't even get a goal against them, a single goal, and you expect to keep your job? Then if you can't defeat the worst team in the league, then who do you go play against and will be having hope that, okay, we'll get 3 points? Who? Because normally the game against Wolves is supposed to be a free 3 point for any team in the Premier League, because that is what they've been doing since they've been doing giveaway to any other team. So that is what you're supposed to take seriously. Then why did you go to your backyard and you could not get 3 points? So that was the problem that I knew immediately after the match. I knew that he would not make the next training as a Nottingham Forest coach. So I was very, very happy that he was shown the door. So shout out to the owners. Don't play with their investment, because if that continued, then Nottingham Forest, with all their investment, they bought high-rated players, top-class players last season. Then they will have nothing to show for it. Then they will now take that huge wage bill down to the Premier League, down to the Championship. It's unheard of. So I salute the owners, and I still hope more that are not taking the job seriously should be sacked. Because if you really want to keep feeding the people that you're supposed to look after, then put in the work as a professional.